Friends Society just offers nothing for black people. It only offers police suppression, constant ridicule. Kids die from malnutrition. We get constant racist, sort of derogative remarks in schools. We get, sort of institutionalisation in the form of the educational syllabus where black people are taught to think of themselves as Jackie. There is no positive sort of image of black people in this society. It's run by the controlled or used by the white media. Now we want to change all this.
In 1976, on the 2nd of November, my dad and Uncle Cecil Patton and Bruce Miles, who was an Australian lawyer, came to Dover and they planted the Aboriginal flag on Dover Beach. And it was a symbolic claiming of England on behalf of Aboriginal people, and it was a reverse reminder of the events that happened 200 years before. They were the first two men to do this. Yeah, Dad, we've got some questions for you, and
Okay.
It's interesting, the role reversal, I guess, the inverse of it.
Well, yes, and the fact that we were prepared to do it and we did it, we used that in our own evidence against the Australian government.
Yeah.
In our land rights claims. What we were asking the British to do, to initiate a proper process and not just rely upon what they did over 200 plus years ago when Cook arrived and planted the flag. If the flag was good enough for Cook, it's good enough for us. How can you take a country away from people and not expect those people to try and reassert their rights to their land and their country? Well, what we were doing on the beach at Dover in the middle of the English winter, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was freezing cold. When the boat sank, it was even worse.
Oh, if you could go back in time, I would just love to see it.
I wouldn't do it again. It was so cold. Both Cecil and I got out, we were like icebergs.
What did you do after? Did you just kind of think, oh?
No, we had to go and find a motel or a pub. So we could have a shower, warm shower to warm up. The scene, two men coming to England and creating this, what you could call as a performance piece, planting the flag. It seems like a ridiculous claim to make. And the scene was ridiculous, two men rowing up in a rowing boat doing this. But that ridiculousness, if you flip it, highlights just how, I guess, ridiculous 200 years before to claim uninhabited land when people live there, and it is inhabited, and it has been since millennia. It was a pioneering act of bravery, creativity, courage, humour, and underlying truth. And it was a way to provide this country with another perspective of history, because it is a shared history between the UK and Australia and Aboriginal Australia. I was commissioned to design this plaque put on Dover Beach, which is now a permanent installation. Before this, there used to be kind of plaque this size, but the beachfront had since been redesigned, and so when I went down with my mum, it had been lost, and because there wasn't a record of it, we couldn't find it. And so I got in touch with Border Crossings, which is a festival that celebrates Indigenous cultures all over the world, but it's based in the UK. I wrote to him with this story of Dad and Uncle Cecil coming over, and he commissioned me to design a plaque to be put there kind of permanently. And it was in 2022 that we unveiled this plaque and marked this occasion and this part of history, because it's the UK's history as well, and something that we should make space for here, because it's not really talked about, taught about, or shared.